Oh, guess who forgot to press record their first time filming this? Me. Sorry, I haven't uploaded in a week. Like I said in my last video, super busy with work, but I've read 4 books since I last saw you, and you're getting reviews for all 4 of those very soon. We're getting Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which I'm reviewing today. Stephen King's The Dark Tower, Book 3, The Wastelands, Fight Club, and The Dead Zone by Stephen King. But let's get into today's video. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I go into most books I read blind, knowing nothing about them at all. I had never seen the movie of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I didn't even know a single thing of what it was about, so it was really a ride getting into it. The book immediately starts by piquing your interest with this really kind of macabre, dark, gray, kind of overwhelming sense of mystery and forebodingness, and just a very troubled man we start with. And it immediately hooks us into the mystery and sets the tone flawlessly of it's gonna get creepy. This mystery has a lot of working parts. And then we're introduced to our protagonist, Mika Blomkvist, and I love this guy. I think they do a really great job of getting us behind this guy from the get-go and really respecting him. We learn that he's a journalist who's coming out of a legal battle that has absolutely besmirched and destroyed his name off of just a whole slew of things that made him look really bad, but we know he's a respectable guy. He's doing what he can to kind of set the world right and expose the evils of these financial corporations in Sweden. And so we already know that he's a good-hearted guy, and we feel for him, and we know he deserves a big win in his life. And then the other character that our book follows, Lisbeth Salander, we know that she also deserves some big wins in her life because we see her go through absolute hell and back in this book, and we know she has a dark past. We get tidbits of it and hints of it, and this woman, you just feel for her endlessly, and you know that she's strong, she's independent, she is so freaking cool, and she's gone through so much shit in her life, and that is such an understatement. She's gone through horror and very much tragedy, and unspeakable things have happened to this woman. And I haven't even read the second book yet, but I know that we're getting to go to some darker places in the second book. I can already tell. But she really is just so lovable, and we're just hoping that, oh my God, this woman needs a win in her life. She needs a friend. She needs someone she can trust, but she never feels like a victim, even though she absolutely is a victim of horrible things and stuff like that. They don't present her as this poor thing who needs this man savior and someone to fall in love with to give her life value. No, she has her very small circle of friends. She likes her life. She likes what she does. She's doing, she lives for herself only. Whereas so many other male authors would have given Michael the role of this open arm to kind of save this woman who is lost and needs a hero and stuff like that. Granted, they do have a friendship and a connection that happens, but that is never the prime goal of Mika's role in the story, and she is never just there to be his little love interest or anything like that. She is a really fleshed out, full-on character, and they are fucking sick together. I'll just say it straight out. I don't mean romantically, I mean as like a team of investigators. And also, Stieg Larsson, the way he writes this book, I wish I spoke Swedish so I could read it in his original language, but the translations, to me at least, do a good job of capturing his tone. Or if it's the tone of the translator, well, good for him and all, but I'm going to go with this is Stieg Larsson's intended tone and intended writing style. He has so much character and presence in the way he describes scenes and characters and settings and moods and surroundings. And there's just this very gray kind of depressed tone that radiates throughout every single page, and I think that if you watch the film, David Fincher really understood that, because the color saturations literally in that film are low saturated, the hues are muted, there's no real vividness to it, and that's how the pages come through. And usually when you're reading books, you don't really think about the color palette that the author's intending for moods, but very much when I read this book, just the color gray just freaking washes over my mindset, and that is just permeating through every single page, and it is really, really chilling the whole time. So before I get into spoilers or really deep plot details, I just want to say this book absolutely is a worthwhile investment, and a lot of people think it's like the greatest book of all time. I don't think so at all, but it's still really, really great. It's like a 10 out of 10. But I just think the first half was a little bit slow, and the second half is an absolute bam. Like, it just goes. And the first half is more so Mikael collecting little puzzle pieces and getting his feel, interviewing people, and getting the info on this murder case that he's investigating. And the second half is him then assembling the puzzle pieces to make a complete picture. So, moving on to more in-depth plotness and a little bit of spoiler territory and stuff like that. I had no idea what this book's about. I don't read the back of books if they're recommended to me. I've never seen the movie. And this book was just really hyped up, and I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And in the first 45 pages, I thought it was just going to be this kind of detective, financial, lawyer story and a legal kind of story. Not at all. It's your classic hard case, locked room mystery crime, and it is very full on. And something I love about this book is they take the time to make this mystery seem unsolvable. I listened to the audiobook, and it took them an hour and a half to cover every single base of the details of this murder and the geography of the island and stuff like that. Because when I read mystery books and stuff like that, I'm thinking, well, it could have been this, it could have been that, and why didn't they just think this? But I know it's a book, so they're not gonna, abide by all logic and rules and stuff like that for the sake of a story. This book, buddy, they cover every single base. For example, when I was reading it and they're describing how they're on this island and this woman disappeared without a trace, I'm like, okay, well, she probably honestly just slipped and drowned, or if it was a real life and it was a real investigation, they probably would have came to that conclusion. And then as he's telling the details, Mikael finally says, well, you haven't really thought about this. What if she just slipped away into the ocean and drowned? And then they cover that base, and they cover this base, and they cover this base. This thing seems unsolvable. For the last 40 years, no one's had any clue about what happened to this girl. So the mystery is like a gargantuan Titanic of a mystery. But then after the mystery gets revealed to us, it does slow down a little bit as Mikael then goes to investigate, talk to every single suspect, get the geography of the island, get the feel for the locals, explore other possibilities. And those are him getting the puzzle pieces, like I said. But then once he assembles them, the book, you can't put it down. And I spent about a month reading the first half, and then I read the second half in 2 days. That is how rapidly this pace picks up. Character work was phenomenal. I thought it was just so realistic too, and my heart was in it for these characters. And watching Lisbeth grow and kind of really do something she's passionate about and has a love for. And this book is about domestic violence and violence against women and sexism and just evil men, really, is what it comes down to. So seeing Lisbeth, who has a past with evil men, just take them down, you're like, yes, bro, go off. It is just sick. The ending of this book, too. Oh, my God. What a beautifully, tragically chilling, realistic ending. I literally was like, okay, I want them to get married and love each other and stuff like that. I knew it wasn't going to happen. There's no way it could have happened. But the way that their relationship just breaks my heart just thinking about it. It was so good. This is a recreation of me finishing the book. I went, and my brother was hounding me to read this thing because he loves the movie. He wanted me to watch the movie. So here's what happened. I'm sitting there. I just go, pick up my phone, text my brother, bro, what the fuck? This ending? I'm crying, man. Put my phone down, sat on the couch, closed my eyes for 5 minutes, and just thought about Lisbeth Salander. I just thought about her, man. Oof. What a masterpiece. It was so friggin' good. It's everything you could want in a story, really. And the freaking quotes in the back of this book are so dumb. And I know publishers need to make it seem like a thrill ride action fest or something like that. Like they said, sex, death, money, power, intrigue. This novel has them all. That is not what this book is friggin' about, man. The hottest book on the planet. Brother, what? Publishers need to stop blazing these crazy things that misconstrue the entire idea and concept of the book. This book is so much more subtle in its storytelling and intelligent than this freaking oh, it's a spicy crime novel because there's some crazy sex stuff in it. It's like, yeah, there's some crazy sex stuff in it. There's fucking sexual assault in it. Like, what are you talking about? Point is, girl with the dragon tattoo, girl with the 10 out of 10 is what I rate this freaking book. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like the channel, you like what I do here, you want to support me, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel to help the channel. I really love a share. Send it to your friends. Say, hey, look at this guy's take on this book. Pretty interesting. Whatever works for you guys. And if you want to support the channel financially, I do have a Patreon down below. And yes, on my Patreon, we have exclusive content for just the patrons. We got you can vote on what I read next. We got exclusive haul videos, all sorts of stuff on different price ranges. So you guys can check that out. And thanks so much for watching. And have a great day. And I miss ya.